The graphic novel I chose to do my presentation on is called Ghost World. It's written by Daniel Clowes, and it was in 1997. It's about two girls named Enid and Becky who have just graduated college, or high school, not college. They just graduated high school, and neither of them know what they want to do with their lives, and they kind of spend their days just walking around town making fun of people and criticizing just like various aspects of society and what they see. Eventually, at the end of the book, the girls kind of drift apart and go their separate ways, and make insincere promises to hang out sometime in the future. Enid is one of the two main characters. She and Becky are best friends. Enid's more impulsive and cynical than Becky. She's constantly changing her style, always analyzing and criticizing people. She doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, and she kind of makes it seem like she's really tough and rebellious, but she's not as tough as she makes it out to seem. For instance, there's this part where she makes fun of college and how stupid it is to apply to different colleges, and how she doesn't need to go. But then when she finds out she didn't get accepted, she gets really upset and says she wasn't smart enough to do it, and then kind of gets really defensive and, says she knew that she wouldn't be able to get in. There's another part in the book where Enid has a garage sale or a yard sale, and then leaves to go do something, but then she realizes, hours later that there was a really special toy that she had left at the garage sale that she didn't want to sell. So at the end you can see her, running back to her yard sale to go grab it, and then she ends up being really relieved that she still has it. Becky is the second main character. She's more mainstream than Enid. She's like a typical girl who reads magazines and likes boys. Enid describes her as really beautiful with blonde hair and a nice body. She kind of just hangs out with Enid all the time and goes along with what Enid wants to do, even if she doesn't want to do it. And again, towards the end of the book, they kind of drift away, and Becky, enters in a relationship with a boy, gets like a normal job as a cashier, and ultimately drifts away from Enid's more cynical views on things. There's a lot of themes throughout the book. Mainly, a big one is teenage life. What happens after high school, drifting apart, entering into relationships, and, relationships between friends, relationships between boys, moving on, things like that. Another theme is kind of finding yourself. Enid does that through rebellion and acting tough and spontaneity, while Becky does it through like conformity and trying to fit in with what other people expect. Another theme is irony, how things aren't always as they appear. Throughout the book, the girls kind of make assumptions and analyze different people that they see without even knowing who they are. An example of this is a couple they meet that they label as Satanists because of the way they look and dress, but then it turns out that they're actually a very nice, loving couple who, go grocery shopping and buy Lunchables and that thing. So pretty much the complete opposite of what the girls had labeled them. And then another theme is the phrase ghost world, the title of the book. Throughout the story, you see various graffiti drawings of Ghost World. Oh, shoot. I lost all my bookmarks for it. But you see it written on the sides of walls and on glass. And kind of the author his theme for that was, you know, what does Ghost World mean in regards to the plot of the story? Who is Ghost World? Is it a person? Is it an idea? And he kind of leaves that up to the reader's interpretation. The panels and, you know, the words and the bubbles kind of reinforce some of the ideas that I got from the book. The panels pretty much in the entire book are the same. They vary between 7 and 9 panels per page, and I think to me that signifies like the monotony that the girls feel with their lives. It's kind of like unchanging. Every page is the same. Everything the girls do every day is the same and unchanging. And a lot of the panels show kind of like seemingly meaningless and like prolonged activity of the girls. For instance, there's a lot of like pages, whole pages of the girls just like walking around town having conversations. Pretty much like, and also we had just learned about time passing, how panels could signify time, and I think that this book is a really good example of that because it's just entire pages of them walking down the sidewalk, tying their shoes, you know, stopping into the record store, pretty much their whole day put into like 2 pages of panels. So I think that is a really good display of the panels and kind of showing again the monotony and like rigidness of their day-to-day lives. Another one at the end of the book shows Enid sitting on a beach. This whole page is just her sitting on the beach contemplating life, and this is after her and Enid have made it clear they're drifting apart. So I feel like this is a really powerful way to show that Enid's really thinking about, you know, where she's going to go with her life and, you know, what she's thinking. And again, here at the end, an entire page of her seeing Ghost World again and thinking, you know, and then that all ends with her at the bus stop leaving town. And then with the words, the way things are phrased, throughout the whole book, there's certain, you know, phrases and things that the girls are saying that are bolded, like bold lettering, and I think that really brings home the fact that like these are 2 teenage girls talking, and the things that are bolded are really like points that are trying to be made when they're upset or excited or being sarcastic, and the bold letters, I think, kind of just, when I'm reading it, I think in my head of like how a teenage girl would sound talking, and I think that's a really good way to show that this is just girls talking about just girl stuff for a majority of the book. For instance, here on the bottom page, they're talking about boys, and then all of a sudden in bold, "Oh my God, you will not believe who is here today." So, you know, just like incredulous at who she had seen, and then that goes on for pretty much the whole book. There's stuff like that. So that's Ghost World, the plot, the characters, the themes, kind of how the book ties everything together with panels and phrasing. It's a good book. I would suggest reading it, and also they made it into a motion picture in 2001 starring Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson. Thank you.